Years after the Affordable Care Act was signed into law, one big piece of health care reform is just months away from taking effect. The employer mandate requires all employers with 50 or more full-time workers to offer health care to employees who work on average 30 or more hours a week beginning January 1st. The planning process for government entities is already underway.
It's about $15,000 per employee to offer that full package, so it's, that's huge.
Multiply that by 48 part-time county employees who would currently qualify for health care, and that number gets even larger, more than $700,000 a year. County Commissioner Tom Murtaugh says most are in places open 24 hours a day, like the jail, the Cary home, and the Tippecanoe County Villa. Murtaugh says department heads will either have to cut back or budget for it.
So it'll be a significant impact to the department's budget. In most of those cases, we're going to see that those hours are going to have to be trimmed back.
There are far fewer eligible part-time employees in Lafayette, just one. But the cost per person can be just as high. A health care plan for an employee and his or her family costs the city $31,000 a year, just in premiums.
We'll probably take it on a case-by-case basis and see how critical the task is. If we can get it done in the less than 30 hours, that's what we'll do.
City officials will also be carefully monitoring the hours for employees currently averaging around 25 hours a week, close to the 30-hour threshold. Because if the city breaks the law,
what we're hearing from our legal counsel is that there can be some significant penalties under the Health Care Reform Act.
With seasonal employees not counting, those who work less than 120 days a year, West Lafayette has just a handful of part-time employees who would qualify for health care. Mayor John Dennis says he may add more part-time jobs to keep everyone under the threshold or just leave some positions open.
When you look at the restrictions on the revenue streams for local government, it's important that we be very fiscally conservative when we're doing those assessments.
And those assessments are not just for the public sector.
I'm sure it's not just governmental entities that are facing this. I'm sure it's in the private sector as well.
All employers who have more than 50 full-time equivalent employees fall under the employer mandate. Tom Murtaugh says consultants have told him to expect a cost jump of 10% for implementing the legislation.